Cup final of 2006, the 18th final since the very first one that was played in Uruguay 76 years ago. And here we are in Berlin. 4 weeks and 2 days on from the opening game, which was played in Munich between Germany and Costa Rica. Down now after 63 games to the last two, Italy and France. And this is what these players have been striving for, not just over the past 4 weeks, but through their entire careers. France are going to be in all white today. Italy will be favouring their famous blue, the Azzurri.
Yeah, it's a fabulous occasion, isn't it? It's the pinnacle of any player's career to get to a World Cup final. And of course, there are some real star performers out there, and two in particular. Zinedine Zidane, of course, for France. I'm looking forward to seeing him, and Cannavaro, the captain and centre-half of Italy.
For their nation, they play for the flag, albeit one of those players born in Argentina, one born in England. And now the national anthem of the opposition today, which is provided, of course, by France. It's really interesting to watch the reactions of players during national anthems. There you saw Patrick Vieira, totally focused, eyes closed, as was Gennaro Gattuso of Italy, singing along lustily, but totally focused. And there is Raymond Domenech, the coach of France, much disclaimed before the championship started by the media in France, but he's not now, I can tell you. He's brought them all the way to the final here in Berlin. A last handshake from all the players, and we'll look at the two lineups. No surprises in team selection. Italy's coach Marcello Lippi, who's won a World Club Championship in his career, as well as all the domestic honours, is denuded only of Alessandro Nesta, that outstanding defender from Juventus. He's got a groin injury, so Marco Materazzi plays alongside, for me, the outstanding defender of the entire tournament in Fabio Cannavaro. And Domenech is without only one player. Luis Saha, the Manchester United forward, is suspended after 2 yellow cards. Thierry Henry will be playing up front, and basically Gary Stevens, the French, play with 5 across the middle, with Malouda and Ribéry providing width.
Yeah, they do. They play a very fluid style as well, and Henry is happy to drift out wide, and of course that gives the likes of Ribéry and Malouda the opportunity to become almost the furthest man forward as well. But it's a very fluid style that the French play.
So it's Italy versus France, the World Cup final of 2006. Italy 3 times winners. France winners just the once, so there will be no new name on that lovely gold trophy. But it will not be the name of Brazil this time around. Final in Berlin, the 64th match of a quite memorable month. Italy were the first to qualify, of course, with those 2 goals that stunned the whole nation, coming after, what, 118 and 120 minutes. But put an end to the German challenge for Jürgen Klinsmann and co. This is Tony, the big strapping centre-forward. And France on a break, everybody talking, the hype has all been about Zinedine Zidane, really, and whether he can go out on a real high. Yeah, and I think a large percentage of the world would love to see that happen for Zinedine Zidane, but France have a bit of a problem already, as Thierry Henry has taken an early knock, and I personally didn't think it looked that bad initially, and more than anything, it was just an accident. He ran into Cannavaro, the Italian central defender, and he's gone down. Let's hope that Thierry Henry will get himself to his feet fairly quickly. Absolutely, it's amazing how much controversy surrounds footballers in finals. You remember 8 years ago, Ronaldo played. He was playing, then he wasn't playing, then he did play, and in the end he didn't really play. He had an absolute shocker of a game when France beat Brazil 3-0. Now then, the look on the face of Thierry Henry suggests he's almost concussed here. And he looks more than groggy. And of course, Raymond Domenech on the touchline doesn't want to have to consider a replacement for Henry as early as the first minute. Here it is. It's his neck that seems to go back. Yeah, it's a clash of heads, isn't it? And a pure accident. Thierry Henry having a little look at Cannavaro, and Cannavaro says, well, hang on, it was a pure accident, don't blame me for that. And let's be honest, it's a contact sport. Collisions do occur, and sometimes misfortunes come with that. Let's hope, you know, because he's a key component of this French side, is Thierry Henry. It's so important for the French side that he shakes this off. The medical people are very responsible people, and if it is a head injury, they have to be 100% sure that he's going to be all right to continue. You don't risk a play, you don't leave him on and wait to see when it's a head injury. But they might take him off to the sidelines and then give him a minute or two and see how he reacts. Of course, on the bench, they do have Sidney Govou or David Trezeguet. I've been amazed what little part Trezeguet has played in this World Cup campaign. And when he did feature for France earlier on in the competition, was very poor in my opinion, really struggled. Thierry Henry looking extremely groggy. Sylvain Wiltord is another option, of course, open to Domenech, the French coach. Well, Thierry Henry will be, well, provided he's in a fit state to make a personal decision, he'll desperately want to carry on playing. You don't get many chances to play in a World Cup final. No, exactly. And I think, well, I expected this game to start reasonably cautiously, and of course it's now become a very, very slow start with this injury to Thierry Henry. Well, we just saw sort of a rueful nod of the head there, as if to say, yeah, I'm okay, I'm not feeling great by any means. France have an attack going here as well. There might be a free kick, but it's going to be against them, and for Italy just outside their own penalty area against Ribéry, who has impressed ever since for me, Gary, it was Ribéry who really got the French campaign underway when he got the equaliser against Spain. A brilliant goal that he orchestrated, and it was as though the French from that moment on got the self-belief back in themselves. Well, it certainly coincided with that great goal that he scored, and Thierry Henry now back on the park, so we're back to 11 against 11. Thank goodness. But a truncated start to the game because of that. The old sniffing salts still work. It was a sponge in my day. Now Gattuso. He's a busy little Bindi in the midfield, and Italy have a move going here, which will involve Camoranesi, the Argentine-born player. So Costa Grosso on the left, who's a key component for them as well. You were talking about Henry being a key component. I suppose everybody is in this game. Ooh, that has to be a free kick. Ooh, and that was a follow-through. And this might just be a yellow card as well. It is for Zambrotta, first of the match. And he really scythed into the man.
Yeah, it was late, wasn't it? And dangerous. Patrick Vieira on the end of that challenge. I felt that in the end, possibly Zambrotta was trying to pull out of the challenge, but he certainly caught Vieira because of the pace that he was travelling forward. Instantly apologises, but the referee gets it right. No question in my mind, has to be a yellow card.
Not quite sure what he's appealing about there. It is a yellow card for a man who missed the European 2000 final against France because he'd had a red card in the semi-final. But it's now a chance for Malouda. He's down, penalty! A penalty for the French. Well, shades of Germany and the World Cup finals in 1974 when Holland were awarded a penalty in the very first minute and Johan Leyskin scored for the Netherlands then against Germany. Here down goes Malouda and Zinedine Zidane will have the chance to get a penalty in the final in Berlin. Just as he got the penalty which brought the French here.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't think there was any contact. Malouda has gone down, won his side a penalty, and I think rather fortunately.
Zidane, on the last occasion he took a penalty, whacked it hard to the goalkeeper's right. And if you remember, the Portuguese goalkeeper, Ricardo, got a hand to it. It's Zinedine Zidane here. Oh, it crossed the line, it's a goal. But how lucky almost is that? How casual, how cheeky. Only one of the world's great players would attempt anything as audacious as that, but he nearly paid the penalty, if you excuse the pun.
Well, I guess any penalty that ultimately counts as a goal, but that was mighty cheeky. And indeed, having clipped the crossbar, he set the goalkeeper down, clips it over the keeper, it hits the crossbar, and the referee's assistant on the far side, he's perfectly positioned, he sits on that goal line so he can make any call on whether the ball goes over the line, and indeed it did. Zidane opens the scoring.
Have we got a match here then? I was praying for an early goal, to be honest, from either side, because I always think it opens up a match. Cameroonese is trying to get a corner out of this. But what a contrast to his last penalty against Portugal, which he was so focused for, and which he absolutely leathered into the net via the fingers of the goalkeeper. He hardly leathered that one.
And obviously Buffon felt that that's exactly what Zidane was going to do, but I guess all great players have variety in their game, and that's exactly what Zidane provided there. Some would say maybe he was a touch fortunate because his delicate little chip was slightly too hard, but he has got the goal.
And I think the President of the French Republic, Jacques Chirac, will be very, very pleased with his countrymen. I'm not sure if I've given you the score. Italy 0, France 1. And a lot of restaurant owners that I know are just groaning.
I would think so, and a big test for Italy now, of course. That's the first goal that they've conceded in this tournament that has been scored by an opponent. The only one, of course, that they did concede was indeed an own goal, wasn't it?
Zaccardo against the United States of America. What a moment, though. That one's going to go down in World Cup folklore. The penalty that might not have been, and the resulting kick that might not have crossed the line, but did do. Wasn't quite a Jeff Hurst from 1966, in case anybody doesn't remember. In 1966, England won the World Cup against West Germany, and one of the goals scored by a certain Sir Jeff Hurst, well, they're still talking about whether it crossed the line or not, but in the books it did. Here is Zidane now, trying to get a layoff, and another free kick won by Malouda. He's in the action early.
Yeah, Gattuso this time. Gattuso very combative for Italy. They've got to stay calm because I think they feel they've been harshly treated so far in this game.
Another little statistic for you, of course, as we see this one flash in, and just wide. Took a huge deflection there.
Yeah, it came off Materazzi, didn't it? And as a defender, you've got to look to head that away. Wasn't able to get the right contact on it. Nearly scores an own goal, and of course it was Materazzi's challenge on Malouda that led to the French penalty as well.
Now, I'm just going to say that Zinedine Zidane joins a very exclusive club, but includes Pelé, of course, having scored in 2 World Cup finals now. Zidane having scored twice in the win over Brazil 8 years ago. Well, Thierry Henry will have cheered up a bit. A bit of unsure defending there. The ball was actually missed by the Italian defender back there. As I think Perotta. But I should mention Jeff Hurst a moment ago. Here's the penalty again. And definitely over the line. It came back out. That was the extraordinary thing about it. Well, that's cheek.
Yeah, I think basically when the ball clips the underside of the bar, it puts a certain amount of spin on it, doesn't it? It pitches over the line, and that spin bites into the turf and brings the ball back out. But the officials got it spot on with the fact that it was clearly over the line.
And Italy 0, France 1. We've been playing 10 minutes in Berlin. Too far. Well, we're all hoping for a high-scoring game, or at least some goals in the match. 4 years ago, 2 Ronaldo goals separated Brazil from Germany. And 8 years ago, of course, it was France 3, Brazil 0. So the French looking to win consecutive World Cups played in Europe. And the last time Italy were in the final was in that pretty awful goalless draw against Brazil in the United States of America, 1994. Ribery. And we're going to have another stoppage here. Ribery ran straight into, I think it's Grosso over there. And they're both winded, I fancy.
Yeah, it was just a pure accident, I thought. A clumsy collision.
Sagnol. It's Sagnol, actually, isn't it? Sagnol and Grosso.
Yeah, just a pure accidental collision. Looks nasty.
Caught Grosso on the knee, really. And he's booking him, Sagnol. So the referee is very busy in the early minutes of this game. Zambrotta, of course, got a yellow card on just 5 minutes. And here is one for the right fullback of France, Willy Sagnol. Plays his club football here in Germany with Bayern Munich. Well, we've had a lot of talking points in these World Cup finals. Camoranesi down the line, Zambrotta, who scored that brilliant early goal against Ukraine. It's in there towards Tony, scrambled away by Sagnol. Now Camoranesi.
Well, you said about an early goal would possibly open this game up. Well, it now is a case of the French side, if indeed they can defend, and they've defended pretty well so far in this tournament. They're in the winning position, of course, aren't they? A long way to go, but one thing the Italians have managed in every single game that they've played so far is they have hit the back of the net, so there's no time or there's no reason for the Italian side to panic. But neither side has particularly started to play in this game. It's been a little bit scrappy. Yes, we've had loads of incident, but neither side has particularly flowed.
Well, that's absolutely right, and you're right about them holding on to a lead. For example, in the last match, they won 1-0 against Portugal after the Zidane penalty early in the second half. In the game before that, they won 1-0. That match was against Brazil, of course, and that was as a result of a Thierry Henry goal just after half-time. So they have got used to holding on to a lead. And a free kick now for Italy. What a game we'd have if Italy came back and equalised now, though. We'd have on again.
Be lovely, wouldn't it? And of course, Pirlo, who will take this free kick, delivers a wonderfully flighted ball normally into the area. And of course, they've got some height and power in Materazzi in particular.
And Luca Toni. He's a big fella too. He's almost like an old-style English centre-forward. And Pirlo, as you say, is a good deliverer. Well, let's see if he can stand and deliver now. Barthez on the line. We all know what a curious goalkeeper he can be. Eccentric is not the word for it. And it's put out for a corner, theatrically by Thuram, who was immense in the last match.
It was a great defensive header, because if Thuram doesn't clear that, then Luca Toni for Italy is waiting to pounce.
Pirlo with the cross, straight up in the air. Headed back to Andrea Pirlo. I don't want to put a curse on anybody here, Gary, by the way, but I've commentated on every single own goal in this World Cup. I think it's 4 I've seen.
Well, I don't know whether that's a bit of a curse potentially, or whether it's a case of you've been covering too many games.
Yeah, thank you. The old Indian sign. Pirlo. The only thing from Italy's point of view is that France scoring so well, it gives them virtually the whole match to come back.
Well, I always say if you're going to concede a goal, it's best to concede it early on in the game rather than in the last minute, because of exactly that reason. You do have a chance to work your way slowly but surely back into the game.
Fabio Barthez today playing a record 17th World Cup finals match for his country. He's even outstripped the likes of Desailly and Deschamps. And it's, we've been talking about the last time we'll see Zinedine Zidane play international football. It will probably be a last occasion as well for the likes of Barthez and Thuram. And if he gets on Del Piero, who's been a terrific player for the Italians. Cannavaro, clever little flick to get Gattuso going forward. Well picked out by Patrick Vieira. He might have to consider his future tomorrow when the decision is made in Italy as to what is happening to Juventus. You can't imagine the likes of Patrick Vieira playing in Serie C.
No, it's a very complex position, that, in Italy, and I think we're all wondering what ultimately will become the outcome of that.
They have a good chance here. Tony on the ball. Slipping it left, onside Grosso. But he's ballooned the ball. He's very leggy lad, isn't he? He scored that crucial goal against Germany, of course. Not seen Grosso until this World Cup, but he's done some good things and then occasionally does some not very good things. Well,
that was disappointing in the end, because Grosso did well to get into that advanced position, and disappointing delivery into the middle. Needed to pick out a teammate, and of course he won the penalty, didn't he, for Italy against Australia, which Totti converted, which saw Italy win that game.
In the 94th minute in Kaiserslautern. And this World Cup has been staged around 12 cities in Germany, and each and every one of them has contributed to the event, and the hospitality has been excellent. And let's not forget the teams along the way as well. It seems a long time ago now since we were watching Togo and Angola and Cote d'Ivoire and Tunisia, but they all contributed in their own way.
Yeah, they certainly did. It's been a great tournament overall, in my opinion. Of course, nothing is perfect, and there's been the odd disappointing game, but I would like to suggest that overall the standard's been excellent. Yes, there was that, well, farce of a game, wasn't there, between Portugal and Holland, which saw 20 cards in total, something that we don't want to see here this evening, although we have seen 2 yellow cards already in the early stages.
And a penalty. He's headed back almost dangerously, but Malouda can't get between Cannavaro and Buffon. And now Zambrotta in for Camoranesi, who will elude Zidane. And then Pirlo goes round in circles before bringing Materazzi into play. Pirlo always comfortable on the ball. Aided and abetted by Gattuso now. Again, they do hit Grosso with these diagonal balls, and he's willing to get up there. Thuram will prevent this going out for a corner, will he? Just. He was a bit uncomfortable on the ball there.
Well, certainly Italy seeing the opportunity to get Grosso forward down that left-hand side from the left-back position. The midfield player just drifts inside, and that leaves a space for him to get into.
Camoranesi managed to fool Abidal there. He read the flight of the ball better. He's in a position to try and win a corner at least here, and that's what he will do. He's got a lot of ability, Camoranesi. Doesn't always, I think, sort of round things off. He doesn't always get the good final ball in that his ability demands.
Well, he certainly works himself into good positions, and I don't actually think he wants to take this corner either particularly. It's Pirlo who normally delivers from set plays, and we've also got a little bit of a skirmish in the middle of the penalty area, which the referee has sorted out.
Pirlo's corner, Italy trailed by a goal, and they're level. It's time. It's the big fella from the back, Materazzi, who does to France what he did to the Czech Republic. He climbs into the set piece, and a thumping header from the centre-back, Marco Materazzi, has brought Italy right back into this game, and nothing was going to stop this one.
Well, it was a powerful header, wasn't it? What a great climb, but the delivery made it. Pirlo, we had already spoken about his delivery, and great power from Materazzi. Patrick Vieira doing his best to get a challenge on it, couldn't climb high enough, and the big Italian central defender with a powerful header.
Well, he's almost unstoppable, isn't he, Materazzi, in those circumstances? He once scored 12 goals in a season for his club Perugia to be the top scorer. A free kick here for the French, for Italy here. As the public address system booms out the name of Marco Materazzi. And let me remind you, he's only playing because Nesta's injured. But doesn't he climb? And he's got above Patrick Vieira there. Now that takes some doing alone.
Yeah, great determination from Materazzi, the Italian central defender. And I just said, hadn't I, how important it was that delivery into the area was good.
No chance for Fabian Barthez. 20 minutes played. We've got a real final on our hands here in Berlin. France led with Zidane's penalty. We're all square again now with Marco Materazzi's second World Cup goal of these finals. Here is Zidane, and he's trying to play Henry through the penalty area, and that will be a free kick against Thierry Henry.
Yeah, half a chance, wasn't it? Henry is so quick, but Zambrotta, give him credit there. Got back, tucked in, got goal side, and it was Henry frustrated, giving the free kick away.
Well, that was the former winger in Zambrotta.
Exactly, he is quick.
And he's been one of the best right-sided players for me at this World Cup as well. The Italians have probably had the best goalkeeper, the best centre-back, and one of the best right-sided players in Zambrotta. Anyway, they're level. And I don't think many people expected it to be 1-1 after 20 minutes.
No, I thought it would be a lot longer than 20 minutes before we saw the first goal. But we've had two in the bargain already now.
It's very noticeable how far forward Zidane is getting in this game compared to other matches. He's almost playing as an extra forward there behind Henry. And he'll be forward again now as Patrick Vieira plays it straight off the referee. And he gets it back again. And caught, free kick. That ball might have been moving there. A pedantic referee might have stopped play. Anyway, Senor Elizondo is not pedantic, so Zidane continues, but now does lose the possession. Which is with Camoranesi. It was an important win back by Vieira from Perotta. And releasing Villisagnol. Ribéry. He's got good skills and goes inside and out of defenders. But Grosso's managed to counteract him, and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, in the end, absolutely nowhere for Ribéry to go, but this is that powerful header that's tied the game at Barthez. It was just the sheer pace and power of the header that meant that Barthez couldn't get a hand to it.
Well, Marcello Lippi knows how important that goal is. He's nearly swallowing whatever he's sucking there. And we're at the other end of the field already, the ball with Barthez. It's funny how a player's career can take off. Materazzi had a season in England in the Premiership at Everton, and he didn't really impress anybody. But he's gone back to Italy, won a move to Inter Milan from his original club there, Perugia, and is now one of the stars. Oh, what an important win of the ball by Gattuso. He is a little workaholic, isn't he?
Well, he's so important for the Italian side. We've spoken already about how good they are defensively, and we've talked about the keeper, the two central defenders in particular. But the reason they are so sound is because they are protected by Gattuso on a regular basis.
Yeah, he does it for Milan, and it's a terrific play for them. Francis throw-in. Eric Abidal. He's taken over from Vicente Lizarazu in the national team. Lovely layoff for Zidane. And no foul. He was a bit theatrical in his dive. And the referee's quite right here to allow play to continue. There was no foul, so it is Sagnol. Ribéry. All the blue shirts are back, as they tend to be when Italy play. Malouda goes for goal, comes back off Gattuso.
I think it's so important when the referee interprets those simulation situations, the fake dive, as it were, and he just, says to the player, get up and get on with it.
Yeah. It's Patrick Vieira for France. Poor ball from him. It was almost as though he didn't spot Camoranesi there. The referee might have obscured his view, funnily enough, but Camoranesi will lose out here to the long-legged Vieira. They'll try and open up play through Henry. Clever turn, injection of pace from Henry. Can he finish here? Slips it through. Ribéry and the corner. No, a throw-in for France. Ribéry just couldn't get the cross in. A lovely piece of play from Thierry Henry. He's clearly recovered from the knock on the head.
Yeah, he's certainly fine, isn't he? Great turn of pace, great strength as well. Just bundled Totti aside as he tried to get the challenge in and laid the perfect pass in for Ribéry.
I think we're up to 145 goals in this World Cup now. And the final is certainly living up to its billing. And I know literally billions around the world are tuned in and watching. Everybody worldwide loves their football. And isn't it great that we've got an occasion and a match which is fitting the occasion?
Yeah, definitely. There was a fear before the game started that these two highly talented sides that were so perfectly balanced would maybe cancel each other out. Well, arguably they have, but at least we've seen a goal in each direction as well so far, and there's not a lot to choose between either side at the moment.
And of course we have to get a winner today, even if it is with a penalty shootout, which could happen. It's happened before in 1994 in the United States after the Brazil-Italy 0-0. Free kick here against Luca Toni, and they'll try and hit Henry in there, but that's too long.
Yeah, I know Henry's quick, but he's certainly not that quick, is he? Zidane saw the opportunity to knock the ball early, tried to catch the Italian side, maybe a little bit square at the back, but he overplayed his pass.
Most things are pretty equal in this game so far. Both sides have had one shot on goal, and both of them have found the net. Italy have had 2 corners to France's 1, and both sides have committed 6 fouls already. But the one statistic that shows a sway to one side or the other is ball possession, which is in Italy's favour 63%.
Well, I think the possession can often be slightly deceptive because it's fine having a lot of the ball, but you need the ball in key areas, and of course that's in the attacking third.
Cameronese has won a corner for Italy in that attacking third now. He had a season in Mexico, Cameronese, with Cruz Azul, and actually scored 37 goals in the season. Amazing, you never think of him as a goal scorer, really. Only got 1 for his country. Anyway, it's a Pirlo corner. We know what happened to the last one. It nearly happened again from the same source. Materazzi climbing into this one. He's going to be an absolute menace to that French defence.
Well, the delivery again from Pirlo, it's very difficult to defend, but the referee certainly saw Materazzi just push Vieira right on the spot, and he called it perfectly. Of course, Materazzi acts innocent, but it was a foul.
Well, I wonder if he's going to be a match winner for them. You know, Zinedine Zidane scored with 2 headed goals for France 8 years ago. And at the moment, every time you have a corner or a set-piece situation for Italy, Materazzi is going to be a menace. Marco the Menace, they'll call him. Barthez, who dithers a bit, shuffles his feet around. I always thought he fancies being an outfield player, Fabien Barthez, really. Another free kick here. No yellow card this time. The referee contenting himself with the free kick for Italy, who give the impression of just getting on top a little bit.
Yeah, they've weathered the early problems that they had, conceding that penalty and going a goal behind. They've calmed things down. They've got themselves back in the game, and now starting to slowly but surely just dictate the pace of the game.
Now this is one player I haven't seen a lot of in this game as yet, Francesco Totti. 28 minutes played. He's looking to play a part here now. Charged down very easily by Florent Malouda. But Totti is definitely not the player that he was, I don't think. Whether it was that broken ankle earlier in the year, but he hasn't really fired at this World Cup.
Well, he's done well, hasn't he, to come back from that injury, and I think certainly Lippi was hoping that he would make these World Cup finals, and he has.
Ribéry onto Zidane's pass. I thought he was second favourite to get to that, but he got there all right. Look who's over there nibbling away.
Yeah, Gattuso, as always,
Zambrotta just keeps the ball in play and keeps it away from Patrick Vieira. Materazzi driven long onto Tony, header from him, cleared by William Gallas, who is certainly no slouch at the back. It's France who now look to add some pep to their movement with Thierry Henry. Gattuso will go both. He fends off Gattuso in no uncertain manner, but a final chip there from Malouda has no strength and no direction either. But he really sorted Gattuso out there, Henry. You forget he's a physical presence.
Well, great upper body strength from Henry there. Gattuso tried to close him down, and we'd already seen Henry as well hold off the challenge of Totti a little bit earlier on as well. Really quick, really powerful Henry.
Long clearance from Gallas, brilliantly read by Cannavaro, who is one of the candidates to be the Golden Ball winner at this World Cup. Fabio Cannavaro, as is Zinedine Zidane, of course. But at the moment, it's all square. I nearly said even Stevens then, but I better not do with you here, Gary. 1-1, Zidane with the penalty, Materazzi with the equaliser. Far too long for Grosso.
It's interesting, this Italian side this evening have played more long balls than I've seen them at any stage in this tournament. Without doubt, Grosso looking to get forward on that left-hand side.
The President of the Federal Republic of Germany, Professor Horst Kohler, amongst the interested spectators here. The Germans were thrilled, you know, to get third place even tomorrow night. Disappointed, yes, not to be a part of this final in their own country. But just before the game yesterday, I could sense the whole nation wanted Germany to win. They weren't interested in finishing fourth. They badly wanted to finish third, and they did, and they deserved it with those two great goals from Bastian Schweinsteiger. This ball's going to be put out because there's an Italian player injured.
Yeah. It's such a difficult situation, this, when a player goes down injured and the opponents have the ball in a fairly attractive position. And of course the defensive side are saying you must put it out because we've got a player down. And so often, and I hate to be sceptical, so often it's a tactical situation.
Now from the replay there, it doesn't look a particularly nasty incident. Parotta down. Parotta, by the way, I was going to mention a little while ago, Gary, the fact that he was born in a place called Ashton-under-Lyne in England, near Manchester.
Yeah.
Same birthplace as Jeff Hurst.
Yeah, indeed, that is true. And is that a player that maybe England should have captured and been playing for England in this particular tournament?
I do believe that the Football Association did approach him, funnily enough, but Parotta decided he felt more Italian, which is probably not surprising as he left Ashton-under-Lyne at the age of 6. Anyway, he's left the pitch now for the treatment, so Italy will be down to 10 men for the moment. And at least when your scepticism gives way here, I know they'll be sporting enough to give the ball back to the opposition, which Camoranesi does do. Barthez casually rolls it out, and now William Gallas, who's had 2 wonderful seasons with Chelsea, winning 2 Premiership titles and 4 wonderful seasons for the French national team. He's never ever been omitted by Dominic. It's open up for Patrick Vieira. Oh, and Henry just seemed to lose his way there, but it's back in with Zidane. Henry, and the referee's going to blow the whistle again, but Italian hearts can beat fast. It's going to be a free kick for them.
Yeah, it was Materazzi, wasn't it, who initially the French players felt had fouled Ribéry, and as it so happens, the referee judges that Ribéry backs into Materazzi and therefore gives a free kick the other way.
Sun just going down behind the stand here in Berlin, in this wonderful arena. It really is, and I think we have to say that wherever we've been in Germany, the stadiums have been fantastic. 12 wonderful legacies of the World Cup finals. The second staged in Germany, of course, after 1974. Gattuso's done brilliantly here and got it through. And a crucial tackle made on Luca Toni there. It was Thuram who got the tackle in, but again Gattuso was at the hub of all that was good about the Italian move. Well, the Italians saw an opportunity to break in there, and when finally the ball was delivered to Toni, a great challenge. And off the bar this time! It was Luca Toni who rose for it this one. It wasn't Materazzi this time, it was Toni, the man whose only goals came in the space of 10 minutes. Wonderful header. Ukraine, wonderful centre-forwards header that. Yeah. And look at this, just off the top of the French crossbar. Italy unlucky not to lead for the first time. And again, it was Pirlo, wasn't it, with the delivery. And the French need to basically start to command this game a little bit more, because Italy really dominating. Hey, we've got a great final on our hands. Zidane now. You never know what he might produce next. The maestro, or Henry, who fools Cannavaro, but Cannavaro stays with him. Corner for France, but that was the best of Henry and the best of Cannavaro in one little cameo. Yeah, Henry so sharp, but Cannavaro, you know, read the situation, no slouch himself, and got the challenge in. Malouda with the corner then. France have 5 in the penalty area for it, coming to meet it. And the flicked header was from Gallas, who can be dangerous in those scenarios. Yeah, I don't think he had much chance of scoring from that position, but a clever little flick on with his head. Lippi will be very pleased that Italy have not only come back into this game, but have got themselves on top. And we all know how well they defend themselves, and they'll have to defend again. But Dominic on the other side, he'll be a little worried that after getting that lead, they couldn't hold it. Well, the possession count has come down a little bit now to 59% against 41% in favour of Italy. But it's been an impressive game of football. As you said, it didn't quite get going in terms of a football match, despite the early goal for a while, but there's been some outstandingly good football in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Well, we've got two highly talented sides who both like to keep the ball, and the movement has been very good. The passing generally has been of a high order, and both sides at times having to do some excellent defensive work as well. And happily, both committed to an adventurous style, which is making for an excellent final. The final in Rotterdam 6 years ago now, was a good one, which the French won with a golden goal. Sylvain Wiltord came up with a goal in the 94th minute to cancel out one for Italy by Del Vecchio. And then David Trezeguet hit the golden goal that won the European Championships for the French. But it's Italy who are on song at the moment. And it's pushed dangerously close to Toni, who followed through with his boot a little bit high towards Barthez' chin. And Barthez wasn't totally amused by that, I don't think. No, there was certainly no contact, though. And Barthez, very sharp, saw the danger and took no chance whatsoever. Concentrated on the ball, struck through the ball and cleared it well. It's fast and it's rumbustious. That's a word I don't often use. Well, we've probably just seen the tackle of the game. Materazzi there on Zidane was thunderous. Look at Zambrotta here, keeping his feet. Cross it goes to Grosso. Bangs it straight into the backside of Sagnol, and then decides to have another go. So Pirlo will float one in. It might just be too long, this, because Lilian Thuram makes sure that no other Italian player can get near the ball. There's a lot of thoughtful football going on out there. You can see the players are all thinking, all disciplined and all very attentive to their jobs. Well, at times it almost becomes like a game of chess, doesn't it? Crowd are loving this, aren't they? They're loving every minute of it. And I think, as you said earlier, there haven't been many poor games. I saw one between France and Switzerland, which was goalless, a bit like a derby game, really. And there have been a couple of other matches that have been disappointing. But by and large, the overall standard's been terrific. and the fans have revelled in it. Well, Patrick Vieira will sweat blood and tears for the French. Of course, he's another one coming towards the close of his international career. This is 94th appearance. He has 2 goals in the World Cup of 2006. And the French wanting to get their lead back there. For the moment, it's Zambrotta for Italy. Drives it straight at Malouda. It just went out. Malouda, by the way, came in after the opening game. He wasn't selected for the first match against Switzerland, and then he replaced Wiltord and has held his place. But he generally gets replaced late on in the game, either by Sidney Govou or Sylvain Wiltord. It's always the same players, isn't it, get sacrificed. Zidane down the line, Henry. Cannavaro knows exactly what to do with Henry, but can he stop him in full flight? The ball through is looking good. Well, it was well defended again. I think it was Perotta who came back there. They all have a job to do, and it was Perotta who came back and helped out.
Yeah, Henry was just trying to pick out Vieira. Interesting, isn't it? The minute Henry drops a little bit deeper or wider than a midfield player, that's the signal for him to get forward. Thuram
beating the ground in despair here, as having conceded the latest free kick for Italy. It's the perfect scenario, really. It's 1-1. We're getting close to half-time. 4 minutes to go to that. And it's all set up beautifully for the second half. I'd like to see an early goal in the second half as well.
I wouldn't complain, that's for sure. But, you know, there is, of course, yeah, everybody loves to see goals, but, you know, there is a lot more to football than just that. Of course, it decides games, but, you know, as a former defender, what I would say is, as Henry wasn't initially interfering with play, was in an offside position as that long ball was delivered, and then became active, and the referee's assistant on the far side puts the flag up.
Sponge the defender. Well, the Mexican wave is on, which can be disappointing. That means the fans are usually a little agitated and bored, but I don't see how they could be bored by this. Malouda. Zidane. Yeah, he's done well to wriggle away. Now he'll get a free kick. Oh no, yes he will. I thought the referee for a moment was going to say he took a dive. He certainly didn't there.
Yeah, I think he pulled the play back a little bit. Initially, Gattuso had fouled the Frenchman. Tried to play advantage, that didn't materialise. So good refereeing again from our Argentinian ref.
Senor Elizondo, who comes from Parada Robles. Henry, there's not been a great deal of fluency about the French, but we all know they can turn it on, and that's what they're trying to do here now with Ribéry. Oh, he's been hemmed into the corner, and he wasn't fouled. Good old-fashioned Italian catenaccio.
Well, they certainly closed in on Ribéry very quickly and gave him absolutely nowhere to go before winning the ball back.
Zidane. Well, they almost cushioned the pass with his knee, it seemed to me there. It's got to Vieira, it's got to Henry. Who is once again covered by Cannavaro, who is not the biggest, but doesn't he leap well? Yeah, he really does climb. You know, that's timing and, of course, athleticism as well. Pirlo. And there are going to be 2 minutes of added time in this first half in Berlin in the World Cup final, which is 1-1 at the moment. It's all tied up, and Luca Toni has picked up an injury. With a challenge from Patrick Vieira. It was a 50-50 ball, yeah. And no complaints from either man. No, clumsy, if anything, that challenge. Certainly not malicious. Italy's free kick. It would be a stunning blow now if they were to score in the last minute of the 45th, with Totti over the ball. Materazzi inevitably going to see if he can steal another goal here for the Italians, and he's the last man on the line, but it's a flat free kick from Totti. Gattuso. It was a funny old start to the game with Thierry Henry getting what appeared to be almost concussed in the opening 2 minutes. Then with France being awarded a penalty, which Zinedine Zidane just scored off the underside of the crossbar with a real floater. And then Italy hitting back with the header, a cracking header it was from Marco Materazzi. So enough talking points for people who'll be going away and having their sauerkraut and hot dogs in a minute or two. A glass of apple wine, maybe. They do like that around these parts. There is the announcement of the 2 added minutes for the crowd. We were well informed early there.
Been a good first half, I think. A lot of people were concerned that maybe it would be a dull final. I think we've had enough incidents, certainly, to keep us talking about the first 45 minutes. And also there's been some good quality on show. An amazing penalty from Zidane. I'm not convinced it should have been given, but the referee's certainly closer to it than me, and I've never made a mistake in the commentary box. And of course, this is the easy place to make the calls, isn't it?
Long in here, offside given against Cameronese. Well, it looks like we are going to get to half-time at 1-1. And a very even contest. For me, Italy have probably just shaded it, but it's 1-1 on the scoreline, which is all that matters.
Yeah, I make you right on that as well. Italy and showed great character and calmness as well, having gone behind so early on. And, you know, under circumstances that certainly have generated some talking points.
And as a player, did you always welcome a breather after 45 minutes?
It's funny.
Did it depend on whether you're winning 3-0 or losing 3-0?
I think that's very much the case, and of course half-time can change things.
Thank you very much, Gary Stevens. It is half-time here in the World Cup final in Berlin. It all started off with the French side scoring. Materazzi, as you can see, is the hero for the Italians, though. He came back with that cracking header after the Zinedine Zidane penalty at half-time here in Berlin. It's still all to play for. It is Italy 1, France 1.
Hello and welcome to the 2006 FIFA Rewind World Cup halftime show. The score is currently Italy 1, France 1. I'm joined by Spencer Owen and Chew Boy, and we're going to have a quick look at what happened in that first half.
Against France, because he had a red card in the semi-final. But it's now a chance for Malouda. He's down, penalty! A penalty for the French. And Johan Lees can score for the Netherlands then against Germany. It's Zinedine Zidane here. Oh! It crossed the line, it's a goal. But how lucky almost is that? How casual, how cheeky. Only one gives the pun.
Well, I guess any penalty that ultimately counts as a goal, but that was mighty cheeky. And indeed, having clipped the crossbar, he set the goalkeeper down, clips it over the keeper, it hits the crossbar, and the referee's assistant on the far side, he's perfectly positioned. He sits on that goal line so he can make any call on whether the ball goes over the line.
Pirlo's corner, Italy trail by a goal, and they're level. It's Totti. It's the big fella from the back, Materazzi, who does to the set piece, and a thumping header from the centre-back, Marco Materazzi, has brought Italy right back into this game, and nothing was going to stop this one.
Well, it was a powerful header, wasn't it? What a great climb, but the delivery made it. Pirlo, we'd already spoken about his delivery, and great power from Materazzi.
Okay, one apiece. Let's first talk about the penalty decision. Spencer, was it right to award a penalty then?
I think so. I think Malouda gets himself in a great position. You know, he takes that touch. He's got 3 defenders around him. Anything can happen in that scenario. Materazzi, you've got to ask yourself, what's he doing? He's got his leg coming in high. Doesn't have a load of contact, but it's enough certainly to justify the penalty for me.
Boy, then let's talk about the penalty. Oh. It didn't look like it was going in, did it?
It didn't look like it was going in, but I mean, what other player can pull something off like that on the biggest stage than Zinedine Zidane? I mean, this guy, cool as ice, man. I mean, I don't think I would have done something like that at all. Where
would you have gone? Left, right, top corner?
On target, off target?
I would say right down the middle. If it's a final, just right down the middle. That's the safest option.
Really? Because they're just going to expect them to go one way or the other, and you're just going to go straight in?
Straight in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Spencer, back to you then. Italy equalising.
Yeah.
Talk us through that second goal.
Well, this was great because it gave Materazzi a chance for redemption. You know, he gave the penalty away in a huge game like this. He wants to sort of bring himself back in the mix. Corner comes in. This is what he's great at. He's a big 6'4" centre-back. Wins the header. Italy right back in it.
Delivering when the pressure is on most.
Yeah.
Well, second half to look forward to. But right now, we're going to have a little look at who these two think their player of the half is. Spencer, who are you going for?
I've got to go with Materazzi. I think he's quite simply been the most prominent player in the first half for good and bad reasons, but he's my vote.
Okay. Boy?
Zinedine Zidane. I mean, we saw him bear that amazing penalty. I mean, everybody came into this tournament talking about Ronaldinho, you know? But Zidane is making it count in the final. If France gets anything out of this, it's going to be through him.
So you're going for a goal scorer each. Okay. We want to know what you think at home. So if you agree with Spencer, give us a thumbs up. If you agree with Boy, the heart. So we've been having a pretty close look at that first half, and one stat really stood out because one player completed 37 passes. Who do you think that might have been?
I mean, I'm going to say Pirlo for Italy. He's kind of the metronome in the Italian midfield. Everything goes through him. Plays the quarterback role. Got an assist with one of his passes, of course. So, yeah, Pirlo for me.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Zidane. He is sort of like the Pirlo for France in terms of controlling the tempo, and he's leading the attack and creating all the chances. So I'm going to go with him.
Okay, so these two are going for Pirlo and Zidane. We want to know what you think at home, so leave your answer in the comments below. So the second half of the 2006 World Cup is almost here. First half finished 1-1. We're not sure what's going to happen, but our FIFA Rewind prediction generator is giving us 3 possible outcomes. Have a look at the screen. First one, here it is. Okay, one of the teams to win on penalties. I mean, that could happen.
It definitely could happen. It's a horrible way to lose. There's a chance. There's a chance. With Italy, the way they're playing this tournament, I can see them going to penalties. That's maybe what they're playing for. I don't know if that's their game plan.
No one wants to go to penalties.
Well, it depends. Depends if you think you can break down France in 90 minutes or an extra time or not and create the attacking chances. They're quite solid defensively. So they may be seeing it go to penalties, could be an advantage for them. I think France would rather wrap it up before that, though. But it's a chance.
Yeah, I think everyone would like to wrap it up before penalties. Anyway, second option is... this one. Materazzi, their moment of madness, possibly. Could there be a sending off?
I mean, he's been getting involved all over the pitch. He gave away that penalty with the foul on Malouda, and I've been noticing that he's getting in a lot of people's faces on the French team. So we could see him getting sent off, you know?
Okay, so that's the second option. A third one here. Okay, Thuram scoring a hat-trick in the second half.
I think there's a gremlin in the system on this one. I'm not sure.
Who made it?
The algorithm is playing up. I mean, it's possible. Obviously, it's possible, but 10% at most chance for me.
He did score 2 goals in the France 98 semi-final, I believe, against Croatia. So stranger things have happened. You never know.
Stranger things have happened. Let's see what happens in the second half.
And it will be France who get the game underway again. The last 45 minutes, potentially, of the great Zinedine Zidane's career. Remember, he retires completely from football after tonight, not just from international football.
Well, he's been a wonderful player over the years, hasn't he? Great ambassador for the game. Played the game, in my opinion, predominantly how it should be played. And it will be sad, but it's been fabulous that we've had him.
Yeah, he's got a deep-seated groin problem, Zidane, so it's a miracle he plays as well as he does. And what about Henry here? Pace, power into the area. And the shot, he could only spoon it in the end, almost scuff it through to the goalkeeper. And there's a classic example of something you and I were talking about during interval. A player who stays on his feet when he might have gone down.
Yeah, good to see. In the end, I think Henry will be a bit disappointed, but it was amazing because Malouda was down on the far side of the field, and Cannavaro, the Italian captain, was saying that Henry should have knocked the ball out and shouldn't have continued his run. Personally, I think he should. It's his player that's down, so you carry on, but Malouda getting some treatment on that far side.
It's very similar. It's that roles reversed in the first minute of the first half when it was Henry who was down.
Yeah, exactly.
Zambrotta putting Malouda to the ground. Whoops, there he goes. He just trailed his boot across his head. I don't think it was intentional at all.
No intent whatsoever. The two players tangle. Malouda ultimately goes down, and as Zambrotta goes to run past him, an accidental clip of his knee against the Frenchman's head.
Yeah, he got a size 9 across the eyelid. Cannavaro for Italy. Italy 1, France 1. The 17 previous finals have produced 67 goals, so we're up to 69 now. As Camoranesi leaps to keep this one in play, but can only direct it to Gallas. Two of the great footballing nations, this, with all due respect to some of those others who've been taking part here, some appearing for the first time, and good luck to them as well. You know, the Côte d'Ivoire team, I really enjoyed watching them. I thought they were a real credit to this World Cup. And others who made their first appearances, Togo, Angola, Serbia and Montenegro, Ukraine, all brought something to the party, which is what Luca Toni's trying to do here now. Zidane's touch there almost turned out perfect. That's going to be a free kick, it must be. Foul on Zambrotta by Malouda, who bowled into his man.
Yeah, well, it was the two of them who tangled only a couple of moments earlier, wasn't it? And the referee actually blowing his whistle on this occasion.
Barotta. Gattuso. And he's done well to get the pass through to Grosso, who is, we all know, is long and leggy and likes getting into the penalty area. And he's won the ball back here off Sagnol, and he'll ask for the corner. Good, energetic play from Grosso there.
He does love to get forward, doesn't he? And very tenacious as well. Not particularly, well, slightly unsightly with his movement because of the length of his legs, I think.
Yeah. Here's a bit of a spider. Oh, it's a dangerous ball there. It was actually missed by Grosso. He's in again here now. And it's scrambled out. But the flag had, I think, been raised anyways. But Grosso, he likes a goal as well, as any German would tell you.
Well, it was a great ball in, wasn't it, from Totti. Caused all sorts of problems, and in the end, Pirlo just adjudged to be offside.
Dominic there was a tough tackling defender, I'm told, in his time as a player for Lyon. And he took over the under-21 side and the youth setup with the French. So he's overseen many of these players from youth. Here's one of them, Ribéry. Zidane. 34 now, Zidane. He's got through in here to Henry, who's the mere 28 to Stripling. How on earth has he got through there? Brilliantly done! And almost, I thought he was going to produce an own goal there off Zambrotta. Brilliant play from Thierry Henry.
Well, fabulous, wasn't it? Because it looked as if he'd lost his balance once, twice, and then eventually 3 times. Somehow stayed on his feet. Couldn't quite pick out the perfect pass. In the end, and Italy scrambled it away.
Zambrotta stayed cool, but Zidane with the corner for the French here, trying to regain the lead. It's not very far away, and it's way over from Ribéry.
Well, worth the strike, wasn't it, from Ribéry then, when the ball broke to him on the edge of the area. But Henry, well, knows he had a great opportunity, doesn't he?
It's a real Gallic expression, that one, isn't it? I'll let you translate that. Vroom, vroom. That's the one, isn't it? Towards Toni. Back comes Vieira. Further back from Thuram. Barthez, who's kept his footballing instincts in check so far today, not tried to get forward.
He's a real character, isn't he, Barthez? And unorthodox at times, but he's playing in the French side in a key position as a goalkeeper in a World Cup final.
Yeah, this is last game for France, but he's looking for a club, so if you know of anybody, Gary, Fabien Barthez has been made available by Olympique Marseille. Maybe Brighton, one of your old teams, would take him, you never know.
I think there will be lots of takers, I've got to be honest, but how many of them can meet the wage demands, I don't know.
Zidane now. Ribéry for company on his right shoulder. Well picked out by Materazzi, who also managed to clobber Henry at the same time. The French have picked it up again at the start of the second half a bit. I thought they were losing their way early. It's Abidal now. It's a great ball back for Henry. He'll surely try and measure the shot. He won't even get the shot away. He wanted it a little bit too long. Yeah. Something you don't normally associate with Henry. The French are on song here now. Vieira's charging in there, but it's got to get through to Buffon.
Yeah, the French starting to build up a little bit of momentum, but the reason Henry couldn't get his shot away was because of some great defensive work from Cannavaro, the Italian captain. Didn't commit himself. Henry's waiting for him to commit, and he doesn't. And in the end, Henry got caught between two stools and didn't get a shot away.
Well, here it is. It's not often Marcello Lippi heaps praise on an individual, but he has said that Cannavaro is the best defender in the world. And you've just seen an example of why.
I certainly wouldn't argue with that. Look, you know, he commits himself, but still manages to get a foot in.
Tony here now. Tony's ball is through for Perotta. And it's the French turn to panic a little bit back there. But Thuram calms things down. It's a bristling start to the second half.
It's certainly going end-to-end now, isn't it?
And away goes the Ribéry. A lovely ball from Henry. Two across the centre. Zidane calling for it. It's Zinedine Zidane. It's Malouda. And down he goes. And the referee is not going to get a penalty to Flora Malouda this time. Well, they don't often give two to the same player.
No, you're right. It looked slightly clumsy, didn't it? And you look at Zambrotta's reaction, and he wondered whether the referee would give it. I've got to be honest, he went to ground, he didn't play the ball. And I think the French had a real case for a penalty there, which wasn't, in my opinion, what was the situation in the first half. So maybe it's evened itself out, but I think there's contact there with the player and not the ball. And from a different angle, maybe our referee this evening gives a penalty.
Zambrotta was certainly a worried man, wasn't he? But I'm convinced it sometimes plays a part in a referee's thinking. I've already given one penalty to this chap, I can't go and give him another one. Even though that shouldn't be in the thinking, it's just human nature.
In the subconscious, I think it is very much the case.
It's a cracking match. The fans in Berlin are loving every second of this. Zidane trying to protect the ball from Pirlo. Zidane used to play for Juventus as well in days gone by before he went to Real Madrid. Cleverly done, Malouda twisting and turning and rounding his man. It's Malouda who's done superbly, and the ball is just behind Ribéry as he comes in. That's the best I've seen from Malouda.
Yeah, did extremely well, didn't he? Wide on that left-hand side. And then when he finally gets into an area to deliver, gets it across the face of goal. But the French, unfortunately, with only Ribéry getting in the area, didn't have enough men forward.
Italy certainly had enough back there. 7 blue shirts in that picture there. We're looking to white one here. That's a Patrick Vieira because he's down injured. And he might be in trouble. I think it's not often he sits down unless he's hurt. That was typical Italian defending. 7 blue shirts all around Malouda.
Well, there was suddenly a major problem for them, wasn't there? And they realised that very quickly and got back in numbers. And this, I have to admit, doesn't look particularly good for Vieira.
94 caps, 6 goals. But for the moment, the French have a worry here. And Dominic is using this time to just have a word with 1 or 2 of his players down in the technical area. They constantly have players warming up these days. What if he just overstretched? He seemed to pull up there, didn't he? Yeah, definitely pulled up.
If that's a slight pull of his hamstring, then I'll be very surprised if he can carry on.
Yeah, me too. I think the decision's probably already been made to replace Patrick Vieira. So you would look at their bench and maybe they'd go for Diarra or Dorossi possibly.
Yeah, I think they'll certainly spend a couple of moments considering what's going to be.
It's going to be Diarra.
Yeah.
Diarra's already stripped and ready to replace Patrick Vieira. And on will come a man who will be 25 next week. He's got a birthday coming up. He's only had a few minutes of football in this World Cup. Oh, Diarra. And he comes on with a massive job to do here now.
Well, it'll be a straight swap, won't it? A 1-for-1. And Diarra there will just adopt that role that Thierry Henry, that Patrick Vieira has been playing. So that holding role, so it's a 1-for-1. But I think, in all truthfulness, it's a slight weakening of the French side.
Well, this is why they have squads of 23 as the strapping goes on. Diarra has played 10 minutes in this World Cup in 7 matches. He's been here for 6 weeks, including all pre-World Cup training, of course. And now he comes on in the biggest match of his life.
Well, it's a big test, isn't it, for the man? And a test of not only ability, but also temperament.
He's played at the highest level. He's played at Bayern Munich, and he's played at, well, I was going to say played at Liverpool. He was on Liverpool's books for a whole season and never got a single game. Henry. Zidane. Big space out on the left-hand side. Taken up by Abidal. First time cross. Malouda. Big chance and a block from Zidane's effort. Blocked by Pirlo.
What a good block as well that was, because Zidane suddenly saw an opportunity.
Jimenez has slipped. It's let Samuel in here as the French try again to find this lead, and Henry's touch back in. Heftily booted out by Zambrotta. It's a vibrant atmosphere, without doubt. Ribery finding space to supply a pass, and for Makaleli. Now for Henry. France with 2 in the 18-yard area. 3 now as Zidane joins in. The header out is from Materazzi. The Italians haven't quite got going in this half.
No, they haven't. The French have come out in the early stages of the second half, and they're in charge at the moment. France passing the ball well, certainly causing some threats to the Italian side.
And getting free kicks as well out of Gattuso there, who doesn't complain. Zidane stands on the ball, still gets the pass away. That was reminiscent of you in your prime.
What a fabulous player Zidane is.
And he's orchestrating here in company with Henry, but the return ball is not good.
Yeah, I think Zidane felt that having tried to play the little 1-2 was actually blocked. The referee didn't decide that that was the case, and I'm sure that Dominic now must be pleased that his side are in the ascendancy.
He looks like a professor. And he is one. Now it's Camoranesi. Oh dear. That sums up the way Italy have been in this second half. They've just lost their way.
Yeah, they haven't linked up particularly well. Perotta there coming in from that wide position, and a slight misunderstanding.
I think Iaquinta may come on for Italy shortly. I think that's going to be Lippi's immediate response. I'm looking down at the Italian bench and I can see Vincenzo Iaquinta warming up the Udinese striker. Maybe a double switch as well, because also down there is Daniele De Rossi. Well, he's a lucky lad. He was sent off against the United States of America for a horrendous foul and got a 4-match ban, and this will be his first action since that day in Kaiserslautern almost a month ago.
Yeah, it was an appalling elbow, wasn't it, on Brian McBride. Split his face, and I'm pleased that FIFA stepped in strongly.
So I'll tell you, De Rossi will be part of this match in a moment alongside Iaquinta. There's a big, tall, strong lad, so I think it must be him for Tony, like for like.
Yeah, I would think so, and having seen substitutions made by both these sides in their last 2 games, you know, they're happy with their formation, they're happy with the style, they've just changed and freshened up the personnel.
Well, Diarra's first contribution as substitute is to bring down Luca Toni. He probably knows he's going to go off anyway. And it's going to be a yellow card, is it? I think he's just making a note of the substitutions. I'm going to say it wasn't a bad enough tackle for that. Here are the switches. Perotta looks to be coming off as well. Yeah, so Perotta goes off for Iaquinta to come on. So double switch here by Marcello Lippi. And the second switch here, yeah. On comes De Rossi. And off goes Totti. So it's the end of Totti's World Cup, and I have to say it's been a disappointing one, apart from one penalty kick.
Yeah, he hasn't maybe functioned as much as he wanted to, but that was an important penalty kick that he took, and I think some of his creative work in midfield for Italy has certainly been of benefit to the side, but slightly lacking in fitness. That's his major problem.
It's one Roma man for another then. De Rossi on, and Totti off. And it's another free kick in here. Counted, every Italian arm was raised. Lippi was on his feet, people off the bench, and it's a fractionally very good decision, and that's all it needs to be. He was off, I reckon, by about 18 inches. Cracking head of them, certainly beat Barthez. Lucatone is deprived of what would have been a spectacular leading goal for the Italians.
Again, it was about the quality of the delivery, and just going slightly too early there with his run, and the official, I think we've got to give it to him, he called it spot on, it was tight.
Yeah, but that's all it needs, and yeah, you have to give it to the official on the far side there. It was Rodolfo Otero, to give you a name check. Another talking point, but I think it was a correct call. Francis turn to come with Henry. Loses it to Materazzi. Well, then he brings Materazzi down. Referees in very sharply, and no problem between the two players. Well, Lucatone will be feeling devastated now. His chance of scoring in a World Cup final there. And a bit of a surprise to me that he's still on. I thought it would have been like for like when I saw Iaquinta warming up, but he's got the two big fellas on now. He's played in here, one-on-one, Cannavaro against Henry. He beat Cannavaro, but he didn't beat Buffon.
Great save. What a fabulous save. And, you know, his positional sense there, Buffon, was spot on. Gave Henry very little of the target to shoot at.
And already I think I can safely say that this is the best World Cup final there has been for years and years and years. I'll work it out in a moment. Tony now. He's got away. Can he finish this time? It's blocked out, and he can't finish, and he's looking disconsolate now. Two chances in 2 minutes for Lucatone. Couldn't take out. He's looking bedraggled. He's puffing and blowing a bit.
Well, he did well. Was strong, wasn't he, in order to get hold of the ball. Had the opportunity to pass it wide, but went for the strike. But in the end, it got blocked.
Certainly the best final since 1986, I would say. The Argentina-Germany one in Mexico, which ended 3-2. But it's still 1-1 in this one. Everything to play for, to use a dreadful cliche, but it's true.
And Iaquinta there, who's just won that throw-in, he's playing wide now on the right-hand side, and Camoranesi, who was playing wide on the right, is now on the left. But another glimpse of how good that save was from Buffon.
And why he's a £30-odd million goalkeeper. The best in the business. Italy have a chance here, however. The ball is dragged back into the 18-yard area. Cleared at full stretch by Sagnol, who'd come across from right full-back to get involved. It's one of those matches, it's like a good book, isn't it? You've no idea what's going to happen next.
Well, it is perfectly poised, isn't it, this game? You know, there are match winners all over the park, and I guess we just have to wait to see who does it.
Henry tries to drag the ball away from that man Cannavaro, who is not going to lose the ball. He's still chasing after it now, but Malouda's on it and flashes the shot in and nearly takes out one of our cameramen.
Well, Malouda there, not quite able to hit the target. You know, it's a very difficult angle from there, and certainly doesn't get his left foot around the ball enough. But I think worth a strike from there.
Turan as well hooks the ball over his shoulder to Sagnol, who he knew was going to be accompanying him in defence. Ribéry is backing into the opponent here. Grosso, so Italy's free kick. And there have been 27 free kicks in this game so far. 28 now with that one. Italy have committed 11 sins, France 17. And remember, France have only brought Diarra on so far, and they had to do. So Domenech has not reacted to that double switch by Italy, which has seen Quinta come on, as well as De Rossi. I don't think De Rossi's got into the game yet. Tony's relling it though here. Camoranesi, he's another who usually gets sacrificed late in matches. Tony goes for the ball in here. And Quinta's header, that will be a goal kick. Interesting to see Quinta playing up well with Tony, because they're both way over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, they are, but Quinta, if anything, is trying to operate and give them some width on the right-hand side. And you could argue that Italy have tried to tighten up the midfield a little bit.
Organising down on the sidelines. The French really started the second half very positively, having probably been second best in the latter part of the first half. They came out with a new purpose. Cannavaro, the latest one to take a dive, but he got the free kick.
Yeah, Cannavaro almost getting the wrong side there of Malou. I think he was a touch fortunate to be awarded the free kick.
Yeah, he was. Camoranesi's pass, and it'll be squared right across the field to Zambrotta. Quinta. Clever stuff from De Rossi, who must be keen to atone for his indiscretion. He wrote a letter of apology, actually. Ooh, what a back pass this is. A 50-yarder.
Yeah, you don't see that happen too often, do you? A back pass from the opposing half of the field.
To the clearing header was Gallas. Now Makaleli. Just the steadying influence in the midfield for Makaleli. Eric Abidal. It's amazing, you know, that Italy have not lost in a World Cup finals match in normal time since 1986. All their defeats have come via penalty shootouts. And they're not losing in this one. 20 years without a defeat. It's astonishing. But can France conjure up a lead here now, because the French, Ribéry, have done rather well against Italy in recent times. I remember in that match in 1986 they won 2-0 with a goal from Michel Platini amongst them. That was never going to be a goal from the boot of Ribéry.
Well, I just get the feeling that Italy don't fancy games going to penalties because of their past record in their game against Germany. When it went to extra time, I thought that Lippi made the substitutions that were positive to try and win it in that extra time, and ultimately they did. And it wouldn't surprise me again if he does his utmost to avoid penalties. I said at the start of this game we could well see this go the distance, extra time and penalties. And of course it's all tied up at 1-1 at the moment.
The Germans, on the other hand, really did fancy a penalty shootout. They've only ever missed 2, incredibly, out of 26, I think it is. Now Ribéry. He's found Henry, who can plunder a goal from here, as can Ribéry. Can't shake off that man again. Cannavaro. Oh, he's conceded a free kick. Well, that's almost a first. He's grimacing.
Interesting, isn't it? Ribéry playing right wing, diagonal run, finds himself on the left-hand side, still very comfy, and Cannavaro there in the end just stamping on Ribéry's foot, and rightly so, it's a free kick.
Yeah, trod on his big toe, didn't he? So the opportunity is here. Well, it was at this end that Materazzi put away a brilliant header. Have France anybody to do likewise? Thuram will be up for it, a man who's only ever scored 2 goals for his country, both in the same match, amazingly. It's from Zidane, and the delivery, oof. Well, I wouldn't say it was typical Buffon, but he got rid of the ball. Thought he had a chance.
chance to catch it. He made the choice to punch it away, but not particularly classic in his style, but effective.
Which is all that matters. All these set pieces are throw-ins, but Samuel swings one in here. Cannavaro again is at the heart of that defence to get it away. Then Diarra. Abidal will let fly. It's very rare you see anybody score from there. I think the next defender to score in a World Cup final is Andy Bramer. He did it from 12 yards, the perfect spot, the penalty spot.
Yeah, it would have to be some strike from that type of range to beat Buffon. And I think this game now is very much about concentration for both sides. You know, one mistake now, one lapse of concentration, and of course it could be very expensive.
Well, they came across one another in the quarterfinals in 1998, these two. Then it was 4-3 to France on penalties. It's France who are looking for a goal here now. It won't get as far as Ribery though, Grosso. Are putting the game together again, but they're conceding a free kick here for the foul on Camoranesi.
Yeah, this just might give the Italians a chance to basically calm down a little bit. Rightly so. Obstruction, referee gives a foul, but one player for Italy who now needs to get on the ball more to dictate play is Pirlo.
Flicked header in here, Tony! And he handled. I'm pretty sure he handled the ball there. It may have been offside as well. But anyway, the referee has spotted whatever indiscretions there were in there. He's stayed down as well, Luca Toni. He's a big, awkward-looking centre-forward, isn't he? He's a handful, all right.
Yeah, he's big and strong, and I tell you what he's done there is he's turned and got his strike in. He's got the strike away, but he's ended up following through and kicking a defender, and that, I believe, was Thuram. In actual fact, the referee just might have given, that's the challenge that's obviously hurt his shin a little bit, but that's definitely a handball, and if the Argentinian referee has spotted that and given that, well, top marks to the man.
Wow, Lippi's on the prowl. He's won 5 Scudettos with Juventus in Serie A. Marcello Lippi. Very affable sort of a fellow as well. Good humour. Zidane's career, glittering career, coming towards a close, but is it going to end on a massive, massive high? That's what the whole of France is dreaming of. For now, though, Toni of Italy is moving away. Surely, I think, to return. Italy can only make one more switch, of course.
I'll tell you what Luca Toni needs to do. He needs to get round to this halfway line and wave back on by the referee as soon as possible.
Malouda trying to get into the Italian area. Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't give Del Piero a few minutes in this match, but, you know, I suppose you can't afford any sentimentality on occasions like this.
No, doesn't come into it at all, but Del Piero, of course, in that game against Germany, did come on in extra time and scored their second goal.
Abidal, and what's the referee going to give for this? Free kick. The Italians are conceding a number of free kicks in and around their own 18-yard area right now, which might be just a little bit disconcerting to Signor Lippi. Cameron, as you can't tackle from behind there. That's the problem. Even if you get the ball, you're not supposed to do that.
And I didn't feel that he needed to get a challenge in there either. He was working back and could have got himself goal side before trying to get a tackle in. Testing moments for Italy now. Of course, Zidane will look to flight this ball in, make it difficult for the Italian back line.
Right, there's a mark of the way the game is going, Gary. The French have had 9 shots on goal now, 4 of them on target. Italy have had only 3 all day, one of which found the net, of course, from the head of Marco Materazzi. Zidane with the free kick. Can he conjure up the magician? Can he conjure up a goal? It's too far. It's drifted out.
Yeah, of course, it was Zidane's ball, wasn't it, against Brazil that set up Henry's chance. This not dissimilar because the ball has been flighted past everybody. But on this occasion, if you notice, Henry was actually rooted to the ground and rather than follow in, was very static.
Yes, he had a clear shot on goal when he scored the winner against Brazil in Frankfurt. Totti shows he's recovered by getting head to ball and getting a free kick for the Zalink as well. And the challenge with Alu Diarra. 15 minutes remain here in the final of the World Cup of 2006 in Berlin. And somebody's arguing the toss here, rather, with the referee. I think the car might be getting the card out. I think it was Diarra. He not only conceded the free kick, he also went and spoke out of turn, which is never an advisable thing to do. And he's the second French player cautioned, the other one having been Samuel in the first half. So you'd have got away with that, for saying something.
Yeah, it's unprofessional, isn't it? You know, you just have to accept the fact that the referee's made his decision. You are not going to change his mind, so you have to keep quiet.
Now, I wonder if this is the time for Andrea Pirlo to show he's one of the best free kick takers in world football. He scored twice against Scotland in one of the qualifying matches. And it's just the right sort of distance. Close to 30 yards out, but he's got a clear sighting. There's that wall there in front, but he can curl it around the wall. And he's got a full 10 yards to get it over the wall as well. So it will be Andrea Pirlo here, hoping to write his name into World Cup history. And he nearly did. Ever so nearly did.
That was mighty close. Got to be honest, the French wall appeared to break a little bit, and that gave him the chance. Barthez, give him credit. I think he's had it covered. If that's going inside the post, Barthez gets a touch to it, but it just drifts wide.
Yeah, he scuttled across well, didn't he? But it was a good free kick from Pirlo. Just a reminder of the rules, in case anybody in the world doesn't know them these days, that if the scores are level after 90 minutes, we now have 30 minutes of extra time. No golden goals anymore. They're a thing of the past, prehistoric.
Never personally thought they worked either. Didn't like the idea.
No, me neither. Zidane trying to muscle his way through. He's back with Buffon. Still Dominic seems content with the players out there, and the two coaches have to start thinking now about who they'd want on in extra time and for penalty shootouts. Grosso for De Rossi. Pelted across the field, taken delightfully in his stride by Cameronese. Well met by Gallas. And twice Gallas.
Well, you mentioned about the coaches making decisions, having to make decisions, and it's the same for the players out there. You know, these players are making hundreds of decisions at any given moment based on where the ball is, where their opponent is, where their teammates are. You know, the mind of a footballer has to be like a Pentium processor.
Here's that Pirlo free kick over the wall. I thought there was plenty of room for him to manoeuvre it, and for a moment it looked as though it was heading into the corner.
Yeah, it's good effort, wasn't it? And I think Pirlo thought that for one moment it was going to drift just inside Bartez's right-hand post.
The game's up for grabs, as they say. And Malouda's definitely trying to win the ball here, but Gattuso wasn't going to let him rob him. Zidane's just stayed on the ground for a moment. I think they're asking Pirlo to put the ball out so that Zizou can have treatment. Well, he's feeling the ankle, he's pointing to his shoulder. I think, at his age, any part of the anatomy, to give him a bit of rest.
Possibly so, but the injury, whatever it is, and he's pointing to his shoulder, it actually happened under challenge from Cannavaro. It was a towering leap from Cannavaro as the ball was clipped forward. And I think that Zidane has just hurt his shoulder a touch there. Hopefully it's just a blow and a bruise, but he's almost indicating that he's got to come off.
Yeah, it looked more like a smile than a grimace to start with, didn't it? If there's one man they don't want to lose, it is their talisman.
Well, yeah, without doubt, but wasn't it a towering header and challenge from Cannavaro, the Italian captain? Without doubt, the best defender for me this competition, and I think the French could certainly put 1 or 2 up for that award as well, in William Gallas and Lilian Thuram as well. Both been outstanding as central defenders, but this is a sad sight. Let's hope it's not as bad as it would appear for Zidane.
Yeah, he's trying to manoeuvre the arm, the shoulder, and it would be a shame if his career was to finish here in this minute, the 80th minute of the World Cup final. We already know Zidane will not play again after this. They might turn him out in 1 or 2 testimonials, I suppose, around the world.
I'm sure he'll get a few invites.
And there's a big roar because he's back on the master. And I'm sure nobody's more relieved than Raymond Dominic. Well, some players in matches you can afford to lose and some you can't. Pirlo has been so instrumental to Italy's cause in every game. Malouda looks as though he was caught then for a moment, but the ball was kept in play by the man who won it off him, Zambrotta. Well, they're getting themselves into a bit of a mess back there, the Italians.
So I was going to say Gattuso there suddenly saw danger, but that started initially when Pirlo tried to knock up a long square ball. Always dangerous to play square because if it gets cut out, suddenly you can be outnumbered.
Everybody has had such a good season with Olympique Marseille. Zidane shows he's okay. One of his tricks in his repertoire. And France are looking for a surge here in these closing moments. 8 minutes left. From Ribery to Diarra to Samuel. 3 are up here, but that's going to be... Oh, I thought he was going to handle it for a horrible minute there. Zambrotta came thundering back, didn't he?
Well, difficult decision to make for a defender when that ball's knocked in behind you and you're facing your own goal and you don't know exactly where your opponent is. It's very awkward.
It's a French corner kick. It's from Zidane. It'll be out here to Ribery, who doesn't get a clean connection. Makaleli finds it an awkward bounce in company with Pirlo. Was the boot a little high there? The referee says no. To be fair to you, referee Elizondo, he's allowed the game to flow.
He's done a good job. Done a very good job, and some of the referees have taken some criticism in these finals, but not this one.
Ribery from Zidane, offside Malouda.
That's a pity that Malouda is the widest player there. He should be able to look along the line and stay on side. You know, he has the perfect view of that situation, just needs to be a fraction more patient. And I saw Zidane, who was just on the edge of the centre circle. When the flag went up, Zidane held his head because he realised that Malouda shouldn't have got himself caught offside.
You can see the Italians urgently ushering somebody from behind the goal. In other words, one of the substitutes has been warming up.
Looks like Del Piero to me.
Well, I thought it might be, and I have a funny feeling that France will bring on maybe Wiltord towards the end as well, or Govou, or maybe in extra time. Italy 1, France 1. 6 minutes to go. Thierry Henry teasing, trying to use his pace here. He's done brilliantly. Puts it back towards Zidane. Look again how many blue shirts were in the picture. Everyone barring that of Luca Toni, who is upfield. The Italians know when they have to defend in depth, and they do well here. Yeah, Del Piero will be on shortly. Fitting climax to his career as well. I don't suppose he'll be playing World Cup finals again. Del Piero at the age of 31. The French are getting more of the ball right now. It's the Italians who are worrying, especially Zidane tries to slip Ribery through. Ribery makes these runs right across the 18-yard box. You never know quite where he's going to turn up.
Well, they do interchange well, don't they, the French side? You know, Henry's centre forward often drifts out wide. The wide players make diagonal runs, difficult to mark.
Toni slipped it for De Rossi. De Rossi's ball surely will reach Barthez. There ain't any harm coming to the French. Zidane cut and thrust now to be expected in the last 5 minutes, that's for sure. The ball is aimed at Henry. He'll be covered by Materazzi. And this will be a corner. There was a collision between Materazzi and Henry, but no foul committed.
Well, Materazzi thought he should have been awarded a free kick, but it was purely accidental. The two players just crossed over each other.
Del Piero will replace Camoranesi. So Italy and Marcello Lippi have made all three of their available switches. They've taken off Camoranesi, Perotta and Totti, replacing them with De Rossi, Iaquinta, and now Alessandro Del Piero of Juventus. And a huge grin on the face of a player who's enjoyed his World Cup final, Mauro Camoranesi. The first thing Del Piero does is come on to defend here against the French corner. With 4 minutes left on the clock in the World Cup final. Zidane to take it. France have only 4 inside the 18-yard area. Headed back by Pirlo to Zidane. They square it back here. Chance for Ubi. Chance at glory. His eyes open wide there. And if Claude Makelele had scored a goal in a win in a World Cup final, I won't tell you what my name would have been, but I've never ever seen him score a goal.
Well, he's not prolific, is he, Claude Makelele? But what he does for his side, what he does for his side is such a fine defensive job, and that treatment that Zidane has received, the ice has cooled down that shoulder, the bruising that I'm sure he's suffered, and he's back in the action.
Just to sum up for what we were saying, Makelele, this is his 50th cap for France, and he's scored no goals, not one. This fella has Henry, quite a few. He's not going to get a lot from that. I think he's scored one at Chelsea, Makelele.
Yeah, didn't they let him take a penalty on one occasion?
Yeah, they did.
This will be interesting now. Del Piero's playing left side of midfield for Italy as De Rossi goes down under challenge and wins a free kick. But
Diallo's got to be careful, you know. He's already been booked and he's committed 2 or 3 fouls since he's come on.
Yeah, and I personally think that was a fairly tame challenge, but Italy with the ball back in play. But Del Piero playing on this left-hand side won't do much defensively, you know. But he will start taking chances. It might expose Italy down this side. And of course, Grosso's going to have to defend very well now.
Samuel, who's covered by Del Piero, but an ill-measured ball. Too far ahead of Relive. So the man in the possession is Andrea Pirlo. And he'll have spotted the run-up here. And a brilliant run it is too. And a solid piece of work back there by the French defence. With Abidal making sure Iaquinta didn't get a shot on goal.
Yeah, came off that wide right position, then Iaquinta wide on the right-hand side, made a diagonal run and almost got picked out.
Makelele's come out with the ball. He's found his man in space, Malouda. Henry turns up here now. Henry weaving into the area. Ribéry, no way through, surely there. And there isn't. Breaks to Del Piero. He'll lose out to Diallo. He's almost a Vieira look-alike, if not quite the same player. Zidane, 1 step over. Samuel, what drama there would be if either side was to score here now, but we're into the last 90 seconds, plus whatever time is added.
I don't want either side to score, I've got to be honest, I'm going to be greedy. I want another 30 minutes of this. There hasn't been a fabulous game at times, but so much going on there, so much great movement from players, decisions being made all the time. You know, it hasn't been open, but these two sides are 2 of the best defensive sides in the tournament, so there was never going to be a load of goals.
We were lucky to get the 2 in the first half. There are going to be 2 additional minutes after we get to the 90. As you can see on your caption, we've around about 30 seconds left. And then the 2 minutes to be added on by the officials. The minimum of course, depending if there are any more injuries or stoppages of any sort. France played away nicely. It's funny to think that 4 years ago they were absolutely hapless and hopeless, the French, in Korea and Japan. Zidane, one last flash forward from him. There's no fairy story though, not for the moment.
What an interception from Gattuso that was.
What a long bursting run down the right from Iaquinta, doesn't get him anywhere. Out come the French for the last time. We've had our 90 minutes. The 4th official is holding up the board. Luis Medina Cantanejo informs the crowd that we're into the 2 added minutes now. Any drama to be had? Zidane pops it out here to Willy Samuel. The man who is his football here in Germany with Bayern Munich. Well done, referee. Ducked under the ball, so it's Malouda. Chances, Abidal, the French have 3 forward here. It might come to Henry. It might not, because a man called Materazzi got his head in the way. Just as he did to get Italy back into the match in the first half. Well, that's a giveaway. Straight to Malouda. Mistakes being made. To break to Abidal. Almost halfway through the 2 added minutes. Well, we have seen late goals. Thinking of Totti, thinking of Grosso, but not to be this time. And Italy have 50 seconds in which to get the ball forward and score a goal. Otherwise, we are into the 30 added minutes.
I don't think they'll be in a rush. I think both sides will settle for the extra time here.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody would love to be a hero and score a goal that would make him immortal. But I don't think it's going to happen. Del Piero. They're taking rather too long about it, and in fact we're into the last 20 seconds of added time. And soon referee Elizondo, in fact right now referee Elizondo will raise his arm and say enough's enough for the time being. So we are going to have the bonus that Gary Stevens was talking about of an extra 30 minutes to decide whether Italy or France will be able to lay claim to the crown of 2006. Seems a long time ago now since Zinedine Zidane struck that penalty, and since Marco Materazzi hit back with the header. And now is the time for the coaches to earn their money as well. Time for Signor Lippi to regather his troops. That's the score. Extra time to be played. Italy 1, France 1. These statistics out, but I reckon they run 7 or 8 kilometres during a course of a match, don't they, as well?
Well, there are systems these days that, by using a number of TV cameras, actually analyse the yardage and meterage that players cover, the speeds at which they do it, the number of sprints they make, etc., etc., and ultimately you can get a very, very accurate breakdown of the type of energy levels that are needed.
The only statistics we worry about is how many bottles of water we consume on a night like tonight. Very, very warm evening here in Berlin. As the players are given their exercises. Lilian Thuram, what a wonderful servant he's been. We keep going on about Zinedine Zidane, but there is a Lilian Thuram as well, another way into the 30s and still reproducing his best form week in, week out.
Well, when you consider the likes of Thuram, Makelele and Zidane all came out of retirement, didn't they, to assist the French side in qualifying for this World Cup, and now they've been instrumental in getting them to the final, and it's just whether they've got that little bit extra. And always I look at extra time periods and try to find the person who might just produce the magic, might just unlock the tightly guarded defence of the opponents, and Zidane of course has to fall into that bracket, as does Pirlo for Italy. What about the wide players as well? Del Piero's now on the park, no stranger to scoring important goals as well.
Are you surprised that Raymond Dominic hasn't made more than the one substitution, and that an enforced one when Diarra had to replace Vieira?
Well, I think when you look at the second period of this game, the French side have predominantly bossed it. And I always say, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think that that's the stance that Raymond Domenech has taken. And of course, what he does have coming into extra time is the beauty of two substitutes if he needs them at any stage. But I guess that Lippi would say, well, I've now got my substitutes into the game. It can only last for another 30 minutes now. And of course, my guys have now picked up the pace.
Well, here is the Zinedine Zidane run on the ball. Just portrays all the elegance of the man, and that's not the elegant shot of him, unfortunately. That's the shot of the arm, the shoulder. He appears to have a problem, but he's going to continue. I think he'll be all right. And Domenech has a word with his leader on the field, and that's what he is, without doubt. Especially now that Vieira's gone off.
Well, you do wonder at times what sort of advice you can actually give a great such as Zidane. He's been there, seen it, done it, and here he is again.
So referee Horacio Elizondo of Argentina gets the World Cup final of 2006 into extra time. And we start the way the game started, with the French playing from right to left. As we look down on the lovely playing surface here in Berlin, the home of Hertha Berlin, who will start their Bundesliga campaign in not very long, actually, a couple of weeks. Henry's dropped the ball down here for Ribéry. Diarra. Difficult for somebody like Diarra to come into a match of this magnitude, having played only 10 minutes. Makelele will give it back to Diarra here now. Has a specific role though, Sagnol, and he'd rather be playing it than not, that's for sure. Now it is Makelele. I think he thought of a shot there and then thought better of it. His job's to pass the ball around, but this time unfortunately it comes off Abidal's shin.
Well, the Italians there just got numbers behind the ball and said to France, well, try and break us down if you possibly can. And if your passing and touch isn't good enough, you're going to concede possession. And that's exactly what they did on that occasion.
Makelele wins it in the air, but according to the referee, he leapt all over Gattuso. You get the feeling that Gattuso loves every minute of a battle. They call him the Snarl, you know.
Yeah, he certainly works hard, gets around the park, loves a challenge, dishes it out, but is also prepared to take it.
Pirlo takes the free kick, and it's taken down professionally by Tony. Whipped across here for Barthez to grab it. He's been very undemonstrative today, Fabian Barthez, by his standards. Because I know Gregory Coupe, the reserve goalkeeper, thinks he ought to be the #1. He was horrified to be left out. A bit like the Oliver Kahn-Jens Lehmann situation with Germany.
Well, I think as a professional footballer, if you don't believe you should be in the side, then you shouldn't even be in the squad. It is about belief in yourself and your own ability. You have to be very single-minded and confident in yourself.
Well, Malouda will be single-minded and confident here in trying to outstrip the Italian defence. And how well has he done? He's done brilliantly here. He's trying to get a corner out of it, and he's got one as well. He's done well on occasions, Malouda, tonight.
Well, that was great persistence, wasn't it, from Malouda, and no shortage of skill either. You know, Italian defenders swarming around him, Cannavaro in the end, getting the final touch, and that's why the French have got a corner.
I think we've got world-class officials as well tonight, because that was a difficult one to call, and they got it right. It just came off Cannavaro at the last second. So we've had plenty of Zidane corners which have proved fruitless, as does this one.
Yeah, by his standards, that's a poor delivery, isn't it? I know he's going for perfection, that near-post corner that just beats the first defender. It's easy just to clip it into the middle and have a fight, but he's trying to provide the perfect ball.
Well, he took his man out there, and the ball has got to, well, it looked like getting through to Henry until, yet again, that man Cannavaro was there. Play the ball around in little triangles, but finally Makelele concedes the possession. Then Del Piero gets a nudge on the ball. You got Quinta, falls on it, but gets a free kick.
Yeah, I think Quinta there looking for a foul, didn't really have anywhere to go, and bought the decision a touch.
De Rossi, who does hit the ball hard when he passes it. Makelele to Zidane. Can't prise open the Italian defence, and it's Italy's turn to try and get forward, but there is William Gallas. Here is Eric Abidal. Makelele, the linchpin. I really do think that Real Madrid have gone into regression since they sold Claude Makelele.
And in particular, if you look at where he's gone, having gone to Chelsea in the English Premiership, and look what they've achieved.
Very much so. What can Malouda achieve here? Oh, he's played it through the legs of the opponent. Well, I'm not quite sure how he got to ground without being knocked over there. I would have thought that had to be a certain foul on the edge of the area. But I'm 100 yards away.
Well, I thought there was possibly some obstruction there. Not too often that a player puts the ball through Cannavaro's legs. Gattuso saw the danger, got back to try and protect his defender. Tough one to call, let's be honest. Very difficult.
I suppose Malouda's arm is out as well there.
You could argue it's a 50-50 situation there.
Thank goodness for all these high-definition cameras these days. They help us, that's for sure. Definitely. So difficult for officials.
Well, I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't take into account. The officials have one look at it at full speed.
He got a whack on the jaw, Gattuso, but he'll be back. Just the one goal in his entire career scored against England.
How's our luck?
He's actually had quite a good goal-scoring season at club level for Milan. He scored about half a dozen. And he wants to come back on now. Oh, he hates being off the field, doesn't he?
Well, he's so important for this Italian side, isn't he, Gattuso? A holding role in midfield. Arguably, Italy with one holding player in Gattuso. France playing with two. Of course, it was Vieira and Makelele, now Diarra and Makelele.
Italy 1, France 1. 6 minutes into the first period of extra time. A match which always seemed destined to have extra time. I think beforehand, if you were trying to call it, you'd say, well, it's so close, there will be extra time in this one. And it could be that one of these two teams will grab a winner, or it could be that we'll get the penalty shootout. But Henry is on his way for the French. Such a tight area there, trying to play it beyond Cannavaro. He was always very optimistic.
If it comes off, you're through on goal. If it doesn't, then the obvious reaction is he had a more straightforward pass to knock it wide to Ribery, who's now got it.
Tony didn't like the fact he was knocked off the ball there by Gallas, and there was no whistle. The French only had 2 in the penalty area, Henry and Malouda, so they'll bide their time. And Zidane will just usher the ball along the line to Abidal, who'll take again. Sagnol, Willy Sagnol. Didn't go as far as he would have liked.
It's worth watching the Italians when they have to defend. You know, the first player who confronts the ball shows the attacking player into their strength, into numbers, and so often they manage to snuff it out.
Zambrotta always adds some purpose to the attack. We have company here from Gattuso, and the ball doesn't get through because Abidal is watchful. I'm glad we did get those goals early in this match. It might have been a difficult one if it had been still 0-0 at this stage. So it really set it up with the 2 early goals, and Zambrotta's trying to get Italy going forward again here now. But they'll have to defend because Henry is on the ball. He doesn't play the same way for France that he plays for Arsenal. And he just failed to get a pass into Ribery there.
Great turn of pace, wasn't it, from Henry? You know, he does save himself in games. You know, you'll have a look when he's not involved. He's not doing a lot of defensive work and hard running. But what it means is that when he does have the opportunity to explode, he's still got the energy levels.
Well, the French campaign began really disappointingly with a scoreless draw against Switzerland. They weren't much better against Korea, 1-1. They just about got by Togo 2 goals to 0. But they really came to life in beating Spain and then Brazil and Portugal. And that was when people began to believe that this French team have got the bit between their teeth and were determined to win their second world crown in 3 attempts. And they are having much of the ball right now. Ribéry. Ribéry, he's done well here. Can he continue to do well? How close is he to being the glory man?
Super run, wasn't it, Ribéry? Suddenly, because of his pace, once he comes inside and the ball breaks to him rather fortuitously, but has very little time for a snapshot, and it goes, well, just wide of that right-hand post, and Zidane knows how close that was.
And they are going to make a switch here, and Trezeguet is going to get his chance. But Ribéry is a good player, and it wasn't dissimilar to the goal he orchestrated and scored against Spain there. He knew exactly what he was doing all the way through the move. And it was his last touch of the match, how ironical. But what a golden touch he has. And we're going to see more of Frank Ribéry in international football, that's for certain. He's going to give way now to David Trezeguet.
Yeah, without doubt we'll see a lot more of Ribéry. He played his first game in this World Cup, and I thought he looked a little bit nervous, but he's just grown in stature and quality of play as the tournament's gone on. As the French side have done the same, in fact.
Well, I wonder if there's going to be any deja vu about this. This is the man who struck the golden goal winner in Rotterdam against the Italians in the final of Euro 2000. Trezeguet, he's barely had a kick at this World Cup. He has 32 goals for his country in 65 appearances, make that 66 now today. And how timely would it be if he were to get one tonight?
Well, it'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Trezeguet playing very much up front at this moment in time. Henry drifting wide to the left, but that's bound to change because this French side are so fluid. They rotate round off each other.
Makaleli. Nicely measured, but Abidal will be second to this one. Cannavaro and Zambrotta drive Italy out. But they haven't looked much of an attacking force, Italy, in this first period of extra time. They've been forced back.
No, they've had very little threat going forward. Luca Toni very isolated up front, but the main reason is because Italy haven't been able to get on the ball. France have dominated the ball in the middle zone of the park.
That's what they do well, but it is in the middle of the park now that Pirlo wins it off Zidane. Not for long. They've not been able to retain the possession for long either, Italy. Henry. He's an escapologist. Sagnol. They're all stroking the ball around really comfortably. But it's a goal they need.
Well, you do get the feeling now that both sides are so aware, aren't they, that if they concede a goal, it's probably defeat for them.
Useful ball in from Zidane, but Buffon has spotted it.
Good goalkeeping, that, isn't it? You know, when your goalkeeper, as a former central defender myself, when the ball's dropping in your zone near the penalty spot and the keeper gives you a good call, comes and catches it, it solves all your problems.
He's big and strong, is Buffon. His dad was a weightlifter and his mum was a javelin thrower or discus thrower, I believe. So he comes of the right stock. Iaquinta nudges the ball into the area. It'll come out pretty sharply though, with Gallas. Then with Zidane, he was afforded time by Zambrotta, who lost interest there. Makaleli. 3 minutes left in the first half of extra time. Sagnol. For Malouda. Again, Italy have everybody back behind that ball. But they've found Zidane in useful position. They're stalling though. And Sagnol will cross one in. Zidane nearly rolled the years back to 1998 with the header. Twice he headed the ball into the Brazilian net in that World Cup win, and here he rises and you thought this is his moment. Buffon has denied him with a brilliant save.
Well, he started the move, Zidane, didn't he, with that pass wide, and as the delivery came in, it continued his run. I think if he can head that down a little bit more, then possibly Buffon can't get there. Great stretch from the keeper.
The crowd was buzzing, and Zidane proving what a good header of a football he is. You don't think of him as a great header particularly, but that was pretty useful. What a stop from Buffon, though. Was it a nice height for him, I suppose? But having said that, he still had the save to make.
Yeah, but the quality of the ball in, and the first time really this evening that the Italian defence have really been found wanting. Zidane in so much space there, and it was a golden opportunity for the French captain to put his side in front in this extra time period.
The goalkeeper at the top of his form. Italy have conceded only 2 goals in all the matches they've played here. Remember, they beat Ghana 2-0, drew the United States, beat the Czech Republic 2-0, beat Australia 1-0, Ukraine 3-0, and Germany 2-0, so almost exemplary. And the only goal before this evening had been an own goal from Zaccardo. Now it's Henry. And he's 15 seconds in which to produce something in this half. Not anymore. Cannavaro out. Gattuso. I don't think there's any time to be added on particularly here. So referee Elizondo will say that's enough. Half-time and extra time. We are as we were on 90 minutes. And we are at this moment headed for the penalty shootout scenario.
Well, the sides still so finely balanced, aren't they? And is the deadlock going to be broken? Personally, I wouldn't mind if it does go to penalties, and it's decided on penalties. You know, it is a skill, it is a discipline within the game, and people moan and groan, they think it's unfair. Well, you know, tell me, if you get a penalty, as France did early on in the first half, you know, Zidane had to score. When it comes to a shootout, again, you have to score.
Gary, I do not disagree. I've always thought a penalty is getting harder and harder to take as well. We've seen the number that have been missed in this World Cup. Goalkeepers are bigger, far more athletic. The net probably seems smaller to the people who are taking the penalties. The target seems smaller because of the size of the goalkeepers.
Yeah, I think that definitely comes into it. And of course, obviously, in recent years, the slight rule change where the goalkeepers are allowed to move before the ball is kicked. They can only, of course, move along their goal line. Officially, they're not allowed to step in front of that goal line. Of course, many of them do, but I think also that gives the penalty taker somewhat more of a difficult job in hitting the back of the net. But you would think one-on-one with the keeper to beat 12 yards out, the majority would hit the back of the net.
He would, but it wasn't the majority so far as England were concerned. Well, certainly poor old Switzerland. Switzerland went out of this World Cup without conceding a goal.
I know. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's almost a quiz question, that, isn't it? You know, how does that happen? Well, actually, have a look at the Swiss this time round.
Yeah, they couldn't even score a penalty, could they? They lost it 3-0 to Ukraine. This is Berlin on World Cup final night 2006.
So Italy start the last 15 minutes. And having looked good in the second period of the first half, Italy, it's certainly the French who've come more to the fore in the second half and that first period of extra time. And maybe the French are just that bit fitter than the Italians. Some of the Italians look as though they can't run anymore. Zidane, he's still on the field. Malouda jumps and doesn't win it. The Italian stays down, and they'll take every opportunity to stop the play. It's De Rossi. Well, there wasn't a lot of contact, and Italy had used all 3 of their substitutes. Oh yes, there was an elbow from Malouda, which has caught him on the ear. And France are going to make their last change, and it will be Sylvain Wiltord to come on to replace Thierry Henry. Well, he's had a lonely role up front, Thierry Henry. He won't see out the final period of extra time. France have used their last substitute. And Sylvain Wiltord, 32 years of age, who scored 26 goals for France in 86 matches, now with Lyon, is on with this game poised at 1-1 and penalties looming. So Dominic has used his 3 substitutes. Free kick to France. Abidal plays it in. Abidal again. Diarra to Malouda. Italy just getting it clear. He got it up to Tony. He's found Del Piero. Looks for a free kick and doesn't get it, and then is penalised for handling the ball on the ground. Well, there's another player down injured, so play won't restart, and it's Wiltord who's just come on. Well, what's going on here? Something's happened here. The Italian players are making a protest, and Buffon's come out as well. Well, there's Zinedine Zidane. Oh, and he's just headed Materazzi in the middle of the chest. Surely, if the referee had seen that, Zidane would have been off, and what had gone on before then to provoke Zidane to do that? Well, the Italians are trying to draw the referee's attention to what happened, but clearly the Argentine referee didn't see it, and neither must his officials on the side. What was Zidane thinking of? Yeah, Buffon saying to the linesman, why didn't you see it? But if the officials haven't seen it, well, hang on. The referee, Horacio Elizondo's come to the side of the field to talk to the 4th official, and it's going to be a red card, and it is a red card for Zidane. Although the referee didn't see it, his attention has been brought to it by the other officials on the touchline. And Dominic applauds ironically. And they can't argue with the decision. But what had gone on before? Zidane is off in his final game, and that is the end of his career. Well, there's what preceded it. Materazzi just put an arm round him. There was nothing more than an exchange of a few words. Well, what was said, that was ridiculous. Absolutely inexcusable. And although the referee didn't see it, his attention was brought to it by officials on the touchline, and Zinedine Zidane's career ends with being sent off in the World Cup final. And France will have to play the remainder of the game with 10 men, and if they face penalties, they don't have Henry on the field, and they don't have Zidane on either. And there's been a yellow card as well there for another of the French players, Malouda. Well, has that moment of rashness cost France their chance of the World Cup? And the referee who sent off Wayne Rooney for that stamp against Carvalho in the game against Portugal has sent off Zinedine Zidane for that headbutt on Materazzi. Well, Materazzi's now back on the field. France down to 10 men. Played forward by Yakinta. Here's Gallas. Turan. Well, Italy have got the man advantage. Are they going to play for penalties? Or are they going to go and try and win it with a goal in extra time? Well, what an unfortunate and unsavoury incident that was, and what a disappointment, not only for France and for Zinedine Zidane, but for the game as a spectacle. Maybe an element of frustration for Zinedine Zidane, who'd been tightly marked throughout the game and hadn't been the influence that he would have wanted to be. And he just completely lost his head. Trezeguet trying to hook it on for Wiltord. Well, the whistles are ringing out around this Berlin Olympic Stadium. But surely there's no complaint about the sending off. Less than 7 minutes to play. Malouda gets it in. Spread wide. Malouda lifts it in. Cross was blocked. Sagnol, now he's lost possession and he's out of position. It's a free kick to Italy against Diarra. And Tony just checking that he's still got all his teeth. Well, it's an explosive finish to this match with Zidane sent off. Here's Yakinta. Back to De Rossi. Pirlo. Could France possibly win it with just 10 men? This is Makelele. Just too far from Malouda, but he's stolen the ball and it's okay. Play waved on. Malouda. Well, that was tiredness rather than a push. He just collapsed to the floor. Not an injury. Dominic kicks one of the water bottles away. Grosso. Well, it's spread it wide, but there's nobody out there. And there's some tired players. And here's Sylvain Wiltord, former Arsenal player. Abidal's gone on the outside. Trezeguet. Makelele. Diarra. Here's Malouda. Well, there's nobody showing for him. He's got the throw, though, off Gattuso. Well, it's an extraordinary final. 2 goals in the first 19 minutes. But it's been so tight since then. France switching the point of attack to Abidal on the left side. Header just about clears the penalty area. Here's Grosso. Gattuso to Del Piero. Still a cacophony of whistles around the stadium. That's aimed at Tony. No good. Overhit and offside anyway. 3 more minutes to play, and then it's penalties. Barthez launching it downfield. Wiltord trying to get on the loose ball, but it's cleared by Zambrotta. Here's Gattuso. Pirlo. Moved across to this side where Grosso comes forward to Del Piero. Back to Grosso, who just checks. The energy levels have reached 0. Would you just wonder what a just result would be on penalties? Had France done enough to suggest that they deserve to win it? Or are Italy finally going to win a penalty shootout in a World Cup match? They haven't succeeded in doing so yet. Still time though for someone to win it in open play. Here's Malouda. Not the ball that was required. Got to be short and simple. And there will be just 1 minute of added time. Well, it's been an eventful final, there's no doubt about that. An early penalty, a great equaliser, a disallowed goal, and then a sending off. Well, it's not what you hope for in a World Cup final. You want a feast of football and lots of goals, but it's been high on drama. Malouda gets it back from Makelele. Malouda, chance here for France. They've got an extra player in the middle, and they couldn't get it back. Wiltord trying to cut it back to Trezeguet in the middle, couldn't do so, but it was definitely a chance. He knew what he was trying to do, couldn't quite achieve it. And is that the last chance? We're into the last few seconds. Italy in possession. Del Piero goes down looking for a free kick. Not given. And we're into that 1 minute of added time. Barthez will take this kick. Only seconds left, and then it's penalties. Still 1-1. France still looking to find a winner if they can. Referee checks his watch. Surely this will be the last chance. But again, Italian defence is impregnable, and it will be penalties to decide the 2006 World Cup final. And Italy have never won a penalty shootout in a World Cup final. They lost against Brazil in the final in 1994. They also lost against France in the quarter-finals in 1998 and against Argentina in the semi-finals in 1990.
some point. He's going to be a big, big hero. And to me, nobody's a villain nowadays for missing. Yeah, well, it's easier if it's to say you should score, but it's a very difficult task to perform. You can miss out by hitting a post, by seeing the goalkeeper make a fantastic save, and a lovely spirit between Buffon and Barthez, the two Bs.
Yeah, and interesting, isn't it? Just looking at the pair of them there, Buffon is obviously by far the bigger keeper stature-wise, more height, longer arm, will certainly look bigger in that goal, I would have thought, than Barthez, and that might just play a significant part.
And by the way, Fabian Barthez has taken over the captain's armband since the dismissal of Zidane. It's amazing, isn't it? All the papers all week have been full of Zinedine Zidane's final bow, his final curtain, perhaps in after style, and now here is Barthez in his last appearance internationally for France, and it might be his stage. The first penalty will be taken by Andrea Pirlo of Italy. So Italy can strike first. I always think as well it's crucial to get the first blow in. Pirlo is a regular penalty taker, but he has been known to miss in the Champions League final, and he scores. 1-0 Italy.
Very calm, very cool, very collected, showed just total confidence in his own ability.
Looks like Sylvain Wiltord will be the first to step forward for the French. Yes, it will be. Only been on the field of play 10 minutes or so. Sometimes, you know, you're not into the game. But he's an experienced man, this Sylvain Wiltord, 32 years of age. Scored that goal against Italy 6 years ago. But he's now got to beat Gianluigi Buffon, probably the best goalkeeper in the world. This to make it 1-1. Not much of a runner. Beautifully placed into the corner angle. No goalkeeper on earth, let alone the best, would save that.
Yeah, wonderfully struck, wasn't it? Very decisive, firm. If Buffon goes the right way, I don't think he has a chance either. Nicely tucked into the corner by Wiltord.
Marco Materazzi scored at this end of the ground with his header. I wouldn't have had him down as a regular penalty taker, but it's all a question of who wants it the most, isn't it? And he wants to score in the same net for the second time tonight.
I get the feeling he'll put his foot through this ball and power it.
Left-footed. Yeah. Barthez on the line. Hunched. It is going to be all power, I imagine. It is. It's beautifully struck again. 100% so far. It's not often we say that in penalty shootouts these days. It's 2-1 and it's David Trezeguet's turn.
Well taken penalty. If you actually pick out the side netting of the goal with power, low down, then there aren't many keepers that are going to get anywhere near it. A really good penalty from the Italian central defender who's been, well, a powerhouse at the back this evening and, of course, scored that all-important header during normal time.
But there will be a player in that centre circle at the moment having a little prayer to himself and saying, please no. But it's Trezeguet now to keep France level. Oh, it's not crossed the line. He's missed. It definitely did not cross the line, a la Zidane. And it's the first miss, and it's advantage Italy. Buffon didn't have to do anything.
No. You know, it hasn't. It's hit the underside of the bar. It's come out, and it certainly hasn't crossed the line. And the officials perfectly placed to make that judgment as well. You saw the power with which it hit the crossbar. No goal.
6 inches.
Yeah,
the biggest 6 inches in French football history, maybe. It's like De Rossi. He makes it. And it's a huge advantage for Italy now. De Rossi, whose World Cup seemed blighted when he was sent off against the United States, has put Italy 3-1 ahead here. So it's got to be absolutely vital that the next French penalty goes in. It looks like Diarra coming forward, or maybe Abidal.
Well, just going back to that De Rossi penalty.
Abidal.
That De Rossi penalty was unstoppable.
Has to make this Eric Abidal. Otherwise, Italy have a hand on the trophy. What a massive moment for the young defender from Lyon. A sign of nerves there. I bet his mind is pounding. But the net is too. He's made it. And he's kept France alive at 3-2. Oh, look at the strain on the face.
Well, I'm just wondering, is he being calm and cool, or is he just totally relieved? But it's hit the back of the net, and that's the key to it.
I saw a player this year take a penalty with his eyes closed, can you believe? And he scored. It's Del Piero time. What a moment for him in his career. Another glittering career coming to a close in terms of international football. Del Piero against Barthez, who knows he's got to save one sooner or later. With Italy 3-2 ahead in the penalty shootout in Berlin, it's Alessandro Del Piero, 4-2. They're within one. The French cannot afford to miss at all now, and it's going to be Willy Sagnol, who plays Bundesliga football for Bayern Munich, who's got to score with this next penalty. Otherwise, the World Cup goes to Italy.
Well, the pressure is really on now, isn't it? You can see the delight in the Italian camp, the frustration of Barthez, and now the pressure, immense pressure on France and their next penalty taker.
And the courage as well. Willy Sagnol has to score, otherwise Italy are proclaimed champions of the world. Score he does. And how well he scored. It's still alive, this World Cup. It's 4-3. And the Italian striker converts.
I do like to get value for money, and we certainly are on this occasion. This, step before the game, I thought it could go the distance. I thought we could see extra time. And I thought we could see penalties.
It's going to be Grosso.
Yeah.
Fabio Grosso. Olympic knows that this is the moment for the young defender. The young man here from Palermo to win Italy the World Cup. He does it! And the man who scored the goal that broke German hearts is the man who has immortalised his name in football history. He's off and all around the world, not just in Italy, there will be Italian people celebrating like crazy at the moment, and the sales of wine will definitely be boosted tonight. That's young Battaglia, the defender, who came in and did such a good job against Uruguay when Materazzi was suspended. What a day for Del Piero. Who is the hooded terror? We'll pick him out soon. Gattuso wearing the flag. A little kiss. It was Francesco Totti who was hiding his right under a bushel. At the back of the line here, Andrea Pirlo got the first penalty. Alessandro Nesta, who couldn't play because of injury tonight. Grosso, the man of the moment, the hero of the hour, Fabio Grosso, 28 years of age, from Palermo. Of all clubs, he has to be now the biggest name in Palermo football history. Because it was he who struck the ultimate penalty kick, Fabio Grosso. And in a moment, the World Cup itself will be hoisted to the skies in Berlin. And Italy will be proclaimed champions of the world. Kiss after kiss after kiss. From Materazzi there, from Peruzzi, the reserve goalkeeper at 37. What a fairy story for him. They can't wait to lift it, but they've not been given the word yet. And again, Beckenbauer and Lippi with affectionate words. Buffon, who's played a magnificent role for the Italians throughout the tournament. His goal against Uruguay sent them on the way to that quarter-final success. They played 7 matches and they have prevailed. Not sure about the headgear for it. I think we know who's won without that happening. And Lennart Johansson is about to hand over the most coveted trophy in world football, if not in world sport. And Fabio Cannavaro, for me, the man of the series, steps up now, and he is the man who will lift the trophy to the heavens. It's the Azores blue year of 2006. Italy are the world champions for the 4th time in their history. Benissimo, says the rest of the world, for the Blue Azzurri, who have prevailed here as the best of the 32 nations who all came to Germany with the aspiration of claiming that great golden globe. But at the end of the day, at the end of this night in Berlin, it was Italy who turned out to be the best in the world. Sensational scenes of joy. A script you would not have written